So I've got some meat here. This is goat meat, and what we're going to do is brown stew it today. So first order of business is to season it. I already added some onions here, and the next thing we're going to do is add our seasonings. I'm going to go through it step by step. Okay, so our first seasoning is adobo. I'm going to sprinkle about 1.5 teaspoons. Our next seasoning is chicken seasoning. I know it's for chicken, but I'm putting it on this goat. Sue me. I'm sorry. Next, we've got garlic powder. Putting about 1 teaspoon of that as well. And then I have meat seasoning. I got black pepper. And last, I got onion powder. I'm also going to add this green seasoning to it. And this is pretty much the same method that I use for my brown stew chicken. So it'll have a similar flavor. So what we're going to do now is just massage the ingredients, and then we'll add our garlic, pimento, and thyme. Okay, now we're going to take our thyme. We're going to add that. We're going to put our 3 garlic cloves. And we're going to put our pimento. So I'm just stirring this every so often. It's really starting to brown now. And to prevent it from burning every so often, you just have to continue stirring it. Don't have your fire up too high. Okay, so you see how there's not that much oil in it? We don't want too much oil in it because it'll just make everything oily. So we're going to cover it again, and in another 5 to 7 minutes, we'll stir this. So our goat is browned. The next thing we're going to do is add our thyme, onion, pimento, garlic, all that stuff that we kept to the side. So now we're just going to pour some water. That was 2 cups of water. So as you can see, our gravy is very light in color. We're going to add some browning now so that we have some color. This smells so good already. Okay, let me get my browning. Here goes the browning. And I like to always add just a little bit of browning at once because browning is very potent, and if you're not careful, you'll put too much browning in there and then your food will be really dark. Not only that, Too much browning will give your food a very bitter flavor. We don't want bitter. We only want savory. Okay. Here goes a little bit more browning. So we've got this on a medium heat. We're gonna cover this and at least cook it for another hour, just so that our meat becomes nice and tender. The key to it is having nice, tender meat. That's what you want. Okay, so this goat meat has been cooking down for about 30 minutes and the meat is already tender. Now, I'm not quite sure how long it will take you to get tender meat on your goat, but the key to this is cooking it until your meat is tender. It may take 30 minutes, it may take an hour, depending on the freshness of your goat. This goat that I bought was very fresh, so it cooked very quickly. So there you go. Tender, and really and truly we want to cook it for a little bit longer so that the meat is fall off the bone tender. So at this point we got about maybe a solid 30 minutes left on this, and what we're going to do is add our butter beans. So I've got a can of butter beans here. Meat, nice and tender. Okay, we're gonna cover this up, let it cook another 30 minutes.